Well, hello there my friends, and welcome to another Zoo's adventure. Today's September the 1st day of the month. We are out here at Jamestown. Gonna visit the original site, then we'll visit the recreation site. Then after this, we're gonna head off to Colonial Williamsburg. But this is our last day out here in Virginia. Then we have to head back in the morning back to San Diego. So join me today. Let's go. Got the fam. They decided to copy me on the colors. Of course, we're all wearing green. I'm not sure why. Okay, my lens is getting a bit foggy, but we're walking out to the original site of Jamestown. We just finished the museum and a short video talking about the history. Yeah, so basically the English came on a boat called Godspeed. I think it was two boats, Godspeed, and I forgot what the name is for the other one. Name this place Jamestown to honor King James in England. And that was a 1600, guys, 1600s. So the cool thing is that this where we're walking to is the original site, and there's original things still. There's another Jamestown Visitor Center here across, and that's more like a recreation. They do have the two boats there. I think they also have a fort that's recreated. But since I didn't get to come out here last time, I'm walking this way. And of course, you guys all seen the Disney movie Pocahontas. This is where that story comes from. Got this large monument right here. It says Virginia Company of London. So the Virginia Company of London, chartered April 10th, 1606, founded Jamestown State in Virginia, 1607 through 1624. And right at the entrance, we do have Pocahontas. Here is a statue of Pocahontas herself. A little bit windy right now, starting to pick up. We have a picture of Pocahontas, what she would have started dressing as, like an English person when she moved to England. Pocahontas was born around 1595, probably at the Werowocomoco, 50 miles from Jamestown. In 1608, she made frequent and welcome visits to Jamestown, often bringing gifts of food from her father. Captain John Smith believes she saved his life twice during the colony's first years. In April of 1613, Captain Archeological kidnapped Pocahontas and brought her to Jamestown. While a hostage, she received lessons in Christianity, converted, and was baptized. Her marriage to John Rolfe in April 1614, the Jamestown Church helped establish peaceful relations between the Powhatan and the colonists. In 1616, she visited England with Rolfe and their infant son Thomas, and was presented to the royal court. She died on March 21st, 1617, and she was buried in St. George's Church in Gravesend, England. Okay, my friends, so we are inside of the fort now here. We just saw a presentation by one of the tour guides here. He did say that this place has 87% of the original site, but you could see the fence around. That's the original fort. We got a church there that has been reconstructed, but inside does have the original framing. And here we got a statue of Captain John Smith. It says Governor of Virginia, 1608. It does say that at some point he got captured by the Turks, sold into slavery in Russia, murdered his master, escaped, and journeyed back to Hungary. Returned to England and participate in the settlement of Virginia. He was arrogant and boastful man, often tactless and sometimes brutal. As you all know, at some point, as the story goes, is that Pocahontas would have saved Captain John Smith from being assassinated by Indians. Looks like the statue was erected in 1907. But one of the things that had been confusing me since I first came out here in 2020 is that there is two Jamestown settlements. The one I'm at right now and another one right on site. I never knew why there was two of them till now, as the tour guide told us, is because the original site of Jamestown, where the fort, where they thought it was at, they thought it had caved in into the river, that nothing was here no more. So eventually they ended up building the Jamestown reconstructed on the other side. You know, it's a museum where everybody will visit to see how Jamestown used to look. And eventually they start digging over here on the side to try to see if they could find anything. And they actually end up finding what was the original fort. They find out that it had not been caved into the river. So then they built this second site, the second James settlement, and now they call this the original site. So now a place where you can visit, it's a private owned place, pay $15 and you can visit the actual site. So after excavations, now they do have some reconstructed structures to tell you where things were built. And they did say that it's still a place, an active archaeological site. So they're still digging up. As you can see over there, they have this tarp over on that space. This right here is what it would have looked like. This is the James Fort. You can see that tower over there, which was a tower that at some point was the only thing standing. It's pretty cool to see. This would have been the first church here. And you got 4 crosses because there is 4 of the first settlers here in Jamestown buried here. Let's go over here, see if we could grab some more information. So the 4 buried here is Reverend Robert Hunt, 1569 to 1608. Sir Ferdinando Wayneman, 1576-1610. Captain Gabriel Archer, 1575 to 1609. Captain William West, 1585 to 1610. So Reverend Robert Hunt, he was the first Anglican minister at Jamestown. All right, and this is the original tower. Let's go visit the tower. I don't think the back of it, that's reconstruction, but the tower itself, I think that might be original. Here we could see remains of the foundation.
You want to go?
And right here in this skeleton structure was the barracks, right on the side wall. of the fort. This interpretation of a mud and stud structure was made possible by a generous donation from Jamestown Society. So yeah, this is just the skeleton of the barracks of what it would have looked like. Some stuff that they found here, like this helmet, English helmet. Look, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth has been here. This was called the East Bulwark. Rounded off in each corner of the fort. Showing you here is where they will put the cannons. Another site where they're still digging out here. Exiting the fort walls. We've got a burial site over there. 17th century well. This wall was in use in the first quarter of the 17th century, dating to the early years of Jamestown. Okay, so we are reaching the museum now. Here at the rediscovered archaeological site. There it is. Called the Archearium. Not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, let's go check it out. To the glory of God and the grateful memory of the early settlers, founders of this nation who died at Jamestown during the first perilous year of the colony. The bodies lie along the ridge beyond this cross in the earliest known burial ground of the English in America. Well guys, this cross represents the first settlers of Jamestown. They would have been buried along the ridge line right beyond the cross. Jamestown Rediscovery Preservation, Virginia. Let's go inside. Got a Dutch iron helmet right here. Got all the different types of arrowheads right here. Got a cool dagger right here. Monocacan dagger. Turtle shell. Here are some objects that would have been found inside the well. Got a breastplate. What is that, like a over the neck plate? Maybe a helmet. Pottery. Axes, a shoe. Skeleton from some kind of a dog or wolf or something. Okay, so we've jumped over to the next visitor center for the Jamestown that has been reconstructed. The first Jamestown settlement that was built out here. Like I said earlier, this one was built to kind of get some kind of attraction going for what Jamestown used to be. Then after that, the real Jamestown settlement area was discovered by archaeology. And so now there is two Jamestown settlements. The reconstruction and the original site. Okay, so we are starting off here in 1607, going through the museum. and its history. We've got the paramount chief of the Powhatan people right here. And before Virginia used to be called Sennacomaca in 1600. In this section right here, this is actually portraying what houses in London, Westminster would have looked like. We've been there. Check out my London videos. We've got the quarters of rich people right here. It does say here that Sir Walter Raleigh named Virginia because Queen Elizabeth I was a virgin queen. She never married. Interesting. This is Queen Elizabeth I. Is this where they got the Han Solo scene where he is encased in that, what is it called? That rock formation? I have no idea what it's called, but it looks like it. Alright, so we are running a little bit out of time. We got about 30 minutes left, so we're gonna skip all the different exhibits. It's actually a pretty cool museum in there. I seen it. The family hasn't, but we all opted to go look at the boats or ships that the kind that would have came into the Americas. Just a monument, I guess.
Of a brick. I could build that.
My lens has fogged up again. Alright, so we are gonna walk through the village of the Powhatan, recreated, of course. Hello.
Thank you.
These are the huts they would have lived in. I don't know, my lens is all fogged up. So we're gonna walk off to the boats first, but right here you can see the fort. Try to make it, hopefully. And over here we got Godspeed replication. Commission 2006. Godspeed was the second largest vessel in the fleet. It was typical small merchant trader, but the age and origin of the original are not known. The voyage to Virginia lasted 144 days, including delays, island stops en route, and time exploring in Virginia before settling at Jamestown on May 14, 1607. John Smith recorded that Godspeed was a 40-ton vessel, an early 17th century treatise of naval architecture. Rigging served as guides for design construction. Hello, and see you back there. All right, we are inside Godspeed in the vessel. We'll keep recording just in case. Just in case. Got the baby bunk beds right here. Wow, I wonder if it's like the captain's room right here or something. Probably. This would have been the smaller boat called Discovery. It was purchased especially for the voyage by the Virginia Company Susan Constant and Godspeed sailed back to England in mid-June. Discovery did not return to England with the other vessels. Instead, it was used by the settlers to explore the inland waterways of the Chesapeake Bay. Alright, so that was Godspeed and Discovery, the boats they would have used to sail out here to colonize Virginia, call it Jamestown. Alright, let's go see if we can make it to the fort. And again, this is all replication, reconstructed. Oh no, I think they're sounding the bells. They're about to close the fort. Better hurry. We're about to walk in Jamestown Fort. Got the canyon right here.
This thing's got a, you gotta put a barrier around.
Oh, yeah, the time.
Looks like this is the church. Alright, let's start off at the church. Looks like this is where the preacher would have stood to address his congregation.
The people of Virginia, and they don't like wasting tax money. They're reasonably willing to give us a little raise.
Looks like we've got the weapons in here and armor, gear. But here's that circular space at the end of each triangle, or at the end of each corner of the triangle, where they would have their cannons. Storehouse. What is this? The ammunition? The ammunition room? Probably gunpowder. Some cannonballs. Alright, so I'm gonna walk into this apartment building where I'm guessing what it is. Maybe only the sleeping quarters for the high people like John Smith. Oh yeah, for sure. Huge fireplace. Alright guys, so this is the end of the Jamestown visit. We visited the original site and the reconstructed site, which we're ending it now. Reconstructed site of the fort, which is pretty cool. But it's already 5:02 and they just closed. So now we're gonna try to go to Williamsburg, which is also closed down, but you can still walk the town. The colonial Williamsburg town. All right, so let's head out there.